And you know, I think that the coaches are not there to worry about the dynamics of the family. They're there to teach the kids techniques. That's what they're there to do. So it's a very valid point, David.
Can you comment? John Coher just brought up an interesting point about brother and sisters dancing together. Some of us old farts are husband and wives.
That's even worse.
Which brings with it a whole different dynamic, because you might get up in the morning and you might have an absolutely screaming argument. Something's gone wrong during the day, and then you're going to front up on night, you're going to have a dance lesson, or you're going to front up on a Sunday and you're going to have to be, do a competition. Look absolutely wonderful. Get off the floor and want to kill each other.
Yeah.
Can you make some comment around that?
I can, because my husband's a dancer, so I know the temperament of dancers as well. That's what I'm, saying, is that you're very emotional people, and those emotions are really strong and high all the time, because when you're moving like that, you're bringing up emotions in the physical body. So they have to come out at some point. So it always boils down to communication. When you get really frustrated, if you can just stop for a moment and say, who am I frustrated with, myself or my partner? And most of the time it's you. So it's about honesty, taking it back to you and saying, what do I need? What can I do right now to change these dynamics? Not what can you do for me to make it okay? It's what can I do to change these dynamics right now? And look, believe me, you don't always have the wherewithal to actually say that to yourself. Sometimes you just got to take a deep breath and then say it. Or you've got to apologise and then say it, Yes, apologise, I'm sorry. That's what you need to do. Goes a long way with a woman. So, I think women are very, okay, let's go into this. Women like everything to be nice, right? So we will often apologise, even when it's not our fault, just to get the piece going. Are you with me, ladies, on that one? Yeah? So,
They're just saying, yeah, to get the piece.
Okay, I'm absolutely right on that one, yeah.
And what about what we have to put up with as well?
No, let's just, we can go there if you want to. But women are the ones who want to keep the peace. So we
always tell me it's my fault anyway.
So we're constantly putting out your emotional fires as well, because men find it difficult to express it verbally. Yes.
It doesn't happen with siblings though, they like to chuck charcoal on it.
They
like to burn it some more.
Well, siblings are a different situation, because you actually grow up together, you've got the same DNA, you can tear each other's hair out one minute and hug each other the next. It's completely different. There's absolute forgiveness between siblings most of the time.
Sorry.
But it's true that women will often calm things down, and then what they do is they bury it for a later date. Okay? So, when you least expect it, we have good memories. We're like elephants. So when you least expect it, we bring out a whole list of things that, you did wrong, and we let you get away with. And in fact, I'll share with you my favourite saying to my husband. I know you're lying to me, and the fact that I'm letting you get away with it is just because I'm feeling generous today.
But you will suffer for it.
Later. Yeah. So, and actually what guys want to do, they want to fix the problem. The difficulty is they always see the woman as the problem.
And it can't be fixed.
And it can't be fixed. It's true. It's very true. So if you look at the differences, the sweet thing is that if you actually look at the differences between men and women and use that to your advantage, you'll have something really great. you know, because women are essentially soft and supple and nurturing and kind, and we're sort of like the water, you know, we're like water.
Yeah, the stormy
And
day.
men are very strong, yeah, very focused, very direct. So they're supposed to actually direct the woman in dance, isn't it? Absolutely. You are directing the woman, yeah? So even in your relationship, if you can understand that as well, it's not about the woman not having a say because she's soft and gentle. It's not about her not having an opinion either. Because women are very creative. They have great opinions, yeah? They know a lot. Good intuition, yeah? Men have good instincts. So it's actually about looking at those differences and working together with them and finding that harmony, you know? Like, for instance, if she has a weakness and you keep hammering her because it's a problem you've got to solve is her weakness, and you have to solve that weakness because she has a weakness. So let's hammer and hammer and hammer, and she's in tears because she can't take it anymore, right? What if you looked at it like, okay, she has this, this weakness in her technique, and instead of actually trying to get her to change it and hammer and hammer and hammer her, why don't we do something else for the moment? You know, why don't we see how that weakness can become an asset? And that's the problem you need to solve. Not change her, but create an asset out of that weakness. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, the younger ones will get that as they get older. And it's the same with the girls. The girls are always wanting to solve the guys' problems all the time. You know, we want to change the men, that they smell nice and they look nice and all that stuff. But the truth is, they're okay just the way they are. And you've got to go with their asset. What is their strength?
The smell.
Hmm? Everybody's unique, everyone's individual, so you all have different strengths. I would say with the siblings though, it can get quite difficult as they get older and the dances become very sensual. That can be very confusing. I'm just putting it out there. It can be very confusing for you guys. So that's something you'll be confronting. Any other questions? Yeah?
I think
No?
one of the hardest things about each couple, when something goes wrong, they have no idea whose fault it is. And it's very hard to see which is which.
So can we take it away from it's someone's fault and it's just a problem? And how are we going to solve it? You know?
Can I just respond to that, please? A good thing that's been said to me is leave it for the coach. Because he's quite right. Often you don't know in your inexperience who's doing what, or might be coming from 6 steps earlier, something you've done that set it up the wrong way, and you're too inexperienced to know. So if you just put it aside and say, look, we'll sort that out afterwards, and make sure you talk to the coach about it, and they'll say the man's wrong.
Yeah. I like that answer. I actually thought you were talking about in communication. Yeah.
We need to find another coach, friend, that's the same thing.
It always happens more often when you're out of lessons, not during the lesson.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I thought you were actually asking. Yeah. So the thing is to view it not that you have a problem or you have a problem, but we, because you're a team, right? So we have this difficulty. I don't like the word problem. It's like we have this difficulty that we need to resolve. So where can you be a little kinder? You know, I actually have a saying that I use a lot. It's probably a bit soppy for blokes, but you know, whenever I'm getting all heated up about something, I'll often stop myself and say, what would love do now? Because I really love the person that I'm with and I don't want to hurt them. And I actually pull myself back and go, what would love do right now? And that kind of gets me thinking in a different way. So instead of wanting to attack them or, you know, say something nasty, I actually then go into, okay, how can I present this in a loving and kind way? I just stop myself. That takes practice. But yeah, that little statement really helps. Because relationships are the hardest thing on the planet. The most difficult. We actually, when you actually dance with someone, you're very intimate with that person and all your emotions come up. And they may not be about that person. They could be, I don't know, something that happened yesterday or the day before or what have you. But that's the only person standing in front of you. So it's the only person you can project onto, you know? So they're very, very intense. And there's, I always think of it like this. If someone's willing to show their vulnerability to me, their pain, their anger, their sorrow, their joy, anything that expresses some form of vulnerability, I feel honoured. I feel, wow, that person must feel like they're in a really safe place to say that to me or to share that with me. And I do feel that I mean, I'm married, right? So in my relationship, how I do it is, when my husband tells me something that may not be too pleasant, I would often just sit there and think to myself, wow, it really took a lot of courage for him to say that to me. I feel honoured. And if you could actually do that with each other, instead of cutting off from each other and actually connect with each other, you know, and say, wow, that person really honoured me by expressing that pain or that vulnerability or that statement. I think it can change the whole mood of the relationship, because even if you're not in an intimate relationship, you are when you're dancing. You're in such a strong... Without each other, you create nothing. You have to have each other. And so you need to be kind to each other and vulnerable with each other, you know, and honest with each other. And I'm not talking about that new age honesty is like, you know, I can't bear that. I'm just being honest. I've just told you you're fat and ugly, but I'm just being honest, you know. I can't stand that, you know. Drives me wild. No, honesty is the best policy in every way, but with a little bit of tenderness thrown in there. So how would my mum say that? Or how would my friends say that? You know, just stop and ask yourself, what would love do right now in this situation? Because the fact is, you really love each other as partners, you're really close, and you're dependent on each other to create something together. And you can't create that if one of you feels better than the other, or lower than the other, or more educated than the other. You can't do it if there's competition between the two of you.